Hiya John, my name's Chris, and like you, I'm a Yorkshireman and a staunch socialist. And I want to say right from the off, this is not a gotcha video. I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and I really want to hear your thoughts. I guess this is a response to the video that you put up yesterday about the need for Labour members to stay within the party and fight for its future. Over the last couple of days, we've been hearing some really disturbing things about the trajectory of the party. So if I can borrow the format that you used yesterday, I'd like to make a couple of observations and then ask you a question. In your video, you invoked a couple of very important historical events. The Tolpuddle Martyrs, the Peterloo Massacre, the Chartists. Now, what drew those people to take the actions that they did is the desire for everybody to have their own say in a democratic system. Now, what I'm talking about is probably summed up best in the words of George Lovelace, the leader of what became known as the Tolpuddle Martyrs. I'd like to borrow some of his words. "Let every working man come forward, unite firmly but peaceably together as the heart of one man. Let them be determined to have a voice in and form a part of the British nation. Then no longer will the interest of the millions be sacrificed for the gain of the few." Now, why am I talking about this? It's because we've been hearing about the future of candidate selection for the Labour Party. It seems as though the power is being taken out of the hands of the CLPs, the NEC and the membership, and it's been placed into the hands of one sole individual, David Evans, the General Secretary, and he's been given what seems to be a sole veto over the selection of Labour Party candidates. Now, not only is that about as far away from Mr Lovelace's intentions as you can get, but it also puts the future of the party at existential risk. At the moment, we've got Keir Starmer calling for the reopenings of schools as quickly as possible, which is something that the government has already said that it's committed to. Quite apart from the fact that he called for that last time, and we all know how big a success that was. Now, if Keir Starmer can ride roughshod over the wishes of the membership and of the unions, and block the appointment of future left-wing Labour candidates if they turn out, in his opinion, and David Evans is to be not the right kind of Labour candidate, what roads are open to members to try and change the party for the better from the inside? Now, I realise that asking you to comment on this is risky, because come the next election, you could be just as vulnerable to the whims of Keir Starmer and David Evans in terms of selection as anybody else. Fact is, people are only going to stick around and fight if they feel that fight is winnable. Now, one final parallel from the historical examples that we've been talking about. After Peterloo, the sitting Conservative government continued to be in office for another 8 years. We simply can't afford that. We need to know, is this party still worth fighting for as members of the left? I'd love to hear your thoughts, John. Thanks for your time, mate. Cheers.